Flosstube number 35. I should have looked it up. I think it's 35, but I'm not sure. Anyway, you are very welcome. My name is Hanneke, for those of you who don't know me yet, and this is my Flosstube channel. I have been doing Flosstube now for 2 years, just over 2 years, and I love it. I enjoy sharing my stitching journey, and it is mainly cross stitch, although that might change in the future, but I'll share that later on. I have a lot of stitching to share. I think I'm a week later than normal, so I have a bit more than usual. I have a fully finished, I have 2 finishes that I'm very proud of. One I finished this morning, and then I have some new starts, and I have whip progress, older whips, newer whips, so yeah, I've got everything. I have a giveaway winner to announce, so that's always fun. And a little bit of haul, but not very much. So it is mainly just stitching. It's one of those old-fashioned floss tubes. And let's start with my teacup. I was going to start with my fully finished, but I'll start with my teacup. Those of you who don't know yet, I collect Royal Albert teacups, the lady cups. They have lady cups and man cups, which is very weird, but it is what it is. So I collect the smaller ones, and this one is Celebration, and it looks very much like the main, uh, the most known Royal Albert, but it is in very different colors, and I really like this one. It is sort of a pinkish and red and white. It has the gold rim as it does, and I think this one's very pretty. Celebration. And then the blue on the outside. Yeah, I love this one. So that's my cup for today. I will pour myself a little bit of tea, and I hope you have something to drink as well. Thank you all very much for tuning in again. It always surprises me how many people still watch and seem to enjoy it as well, so that's always good. And I appreciate my long-time viewers as much as my newer viewers, so you're all very welcome. I have very different kinds of cross stitch, so I always hope there is something in that will speak to you. The first one is one of my own. So those of you who've been watching my last few Flosstubes know that I am doing a study of the names of God, and I really like to reflect on them by stitching them, and I make my own patterns, and they're not much, but I like them. So this time I chose the name Yeshua, which means salvation, and I framed it. And I'm sorry, you can see the reflection in it. Can I change that? No, you can see my whole apartment. I really like this one. I like the Y. What is it? That first letter. Very pretty. I stitched this with over dyed. I just grabbed one. I'm not sure which one this was. It's it's a very warm pink that almost goes to sort of berry red. It's very pretty. And this is my 4th one in a series, and you can find it in my Etsy shop. So if you're interested, you can find it there. And I love these. I think they're so relaxing to stitch, and I don't know, just a moment of zen in this very weird world that we live in. So there you go. You can see my kitchen if you look very closely. Luckily, I just cleaned some of it. There you go. I'm very proud of this series. I really like it. And I do switch them out. I don't have all of them hanging around. I switched them out. Although one of you said, wouldn't it be lovely to have a big wall of all these names, and that would be lovely. So who knows what I might do in the future. But for now, I have two nice frames that I have out, and I just switch them around. Then let's go to my finishes that I'm so proud of. This first one, I only started it recently. I started it after my podcast, my first podcast with Sarah from Sew Me Sarah. And she had done this one, and she has done it very big. She has it framed, and it's very pretty. And I thought I need to stitch that. So it's from Liz Mathews, and it's called Gather Here. And I found this pattern as a PDF on her Etsy account. Now I did hear her say something about moving to her website. I don't know if she's leaving Etsy, but I found it on Etsy a couple of weeks ago. And this is my finish. It's on 20 count, Ada, and this was a gift by one of the viewers. It is Dove from I always forget. Is it Fox and Rabbit or the other one? I will put it on the screen. No, Color and Cotton. That's the one. It's Color and Cotton. And then the floss is also a gift because the floss is Dinky Dyes and it is sapphire, I think. And it's stunning and it's prettier in real life than it is on screen. It never translates nicely on screen. I love this finish. Absolutely love it. And the stitching, perfect. I hope she'll make more in this style because I just love this pencil drawing kind of stitching. It's very quick. If you only have about half an hour, you can do a leaf and it feels like a massive accomplishment. So I love that. And obviously mine is not as big as Sarah's because it's a 20 count and it's one strand of floss. And I just loved it. And I am considering doing a professional frame for this one because I just love it. And also a professional frame because this is a very odd size. So I don't know if I could find this size in any regular shop. I also don't know if I can find this color in any regular shop. So because I want it in the color that I've stitched it in. That's the color frame I want. And if I can't find that one, it will probably be a matte black, dark grey kind of frame. But yeah, this might be a frame for het Gaerenhuys. So if you're watching from het Gaerenhuys, have a look through your frames and hopefully there's something for me there. Yeah, I love this one. It's a very calming stitch. I made one change, which is that the word grateful should have been lower. So this was going down, down, and then suddenly up. And I decided to do that a bit more, like a half circle kind of way. Love it. So happy with this finish. I wasn't intended on finishing it. But I was going so fast and I was enjoying it, and it was an easy stitch to grab, and I suddenly was finished. And that's how it goes. And then my next finish is Wildflowers from Marjoleijn Bastin. I wasn't intended on finishing this one now. I was hoping to finish it for next Flosstube. But last night and this morning, I just kept going and I'm finished. So I just washed it and ironed it. And I don't know what to do with this one. I think it will be perfect for a project bag. It'd be nice in a frame too, but I can't have everything framed. I can't have it all framed. This is stitched on 18 count and the border is with one strand and the flower is with, so the middle flower bouquet thing is with two strands. And this was a kit. I did swap the fabric from the kit because the kit, I think it's either 14 count or 28 count even weave. And I decided to swap it to the 18 count Ada. And I never regretted that. It also means, if you do that, that you have plenty thread. And I like that because it means I don't have to stress about that. I can just keep going. And I indeed have quite a lot left over. Isn't that pretty? This time I stitched these two leaves with the white bulbs and then this little violet and the blue behind that. So lovely, this stitch. It's from Marjoleijn Bastin. And it was great fun to do. And I just love my flowers. This morning, I get these ads because my phone knows that I like cross stitching. So you get these ads, and I saw that Magic Needle had 3 new kits out, and they're all of flowers, and they are beautiful. So I might, because I love stitching flowers. I remember when I was sort of here, and I was thinking I don't enjoy this one at all because it is all just these straight lines, and I considered quitting. But I kept going. So this, if at any point with the piece you think about quitting, don't, because you'll get to it, and at some point it will be lovely. And I think this is absolutely stunning. Lanarte kits always have DMC thread, so it's always good quality. This is a newer kit because I considered giving away the pattern, but I can't because with the newer kits, it doesn't have the DMC numbers with the symbols. So yeah, you would have to find all your own colors, and that's too hard, I think. But yeah, I'm very pleased. But I don't know what to do with it yet. But it feels I'm a bit sad about putting this one in a box. So for now, I will just probably hang it on my sort of like here, and so I can just look at it. And again, I think this would be a beautiful project bag. But yeah, that means I have to learn how to do a zip, and I'm not there yet. So if there's anyone Dutch living close to me who makes project bags, let me know. I'm happy to pay for it, and you can make one for me. I can send you this, and I can send you the fabrics. That would be lovely. So there you go, last look. Very pleased with this one. Very pleased. And that's my finishes. The other one I'll show you now, the other magic needle I bought, because I've also started a new magic needle. And this one I bought as well because I thought it was just perfect, and I really love the yellow. And of course, I mean it has a teacup and a teapot and flowers, so who wouldn't want to stitch that? But I do think I will also switch this fabric because it has an Ada 14 and I wouldn't stitch it on that. So I'll probably switch it out and then give the Ada 14 to my sister. That's probably how it is going to go. And this is an older magic needle kit, so this is not one of the newer ones that I was looking at. Right, then I started one that I bought a while ago. This is by Lelyn d'Isabelle, and the picture I'm going to show you it doesn't do it justice. The pictures are always unclear, so it's sort of that mouse with a little dress on, and then with the flowers above her. Above her. These pictures are terrible. And luckily, I bought this at Gaerenhuys, and she's quite happy for us to take it out of the envelope. And then you can actually better see it from the pattern. And I've started this one, and I'll show you it, but it's not much to see. I'm not sure I'm going to continue this one, and I'll tell you why. Where is it? From the picture, the grey looks like a gradient, so dark, lighter, light. And I'm stitching it from the DMC options that they give. So they give DMC and they give something else. And I'm not Venus. Is Venus a floss? So I'm stitching from DMC, but it's very white. And I am not sure if I like that because then it will be dark grey, light grey, almost white. So not sure if I'm continuing this one. But this goes quite quickly because this was one stitching session. And it is on a 20 count, one strand of floss. So I've started on this dress, but it is not a very nice gradient, I think, which is weird because I always like. That's why I like her work. It's because of the way she goes from dark to light in all the colors, and then some sort of shading comes out. Anyway, we'll see. I've made a start, and I do like it. It's quite easy to work on this. Then I started another magic needle. I decided to start a smaller kit. This was for sale, so it was quite cheap. And I thought, oh, that's pretty and very nice. And it's daisies and berries. Oh, sorry, chamomile and red currant. I've just made my own name, daisies and berries. And I've swapped the fabric to, I think, an 18 count. And this one comes in with a grey. And I decided to go for my trusty beige. So I have started the pot or vase. There you go. It'll be lovely. And the thing with Magic Needle is I like the pictures, but I always think when it's finished, the picture does not do it justice. So this will come to life over the coming months, I'm sure of it. It's not a very big one, so I think I will go quite quickly through this one. And I stitch with 2 strands of floss on here. And it comes with all the floss. And sometimes a magic needle has DMC, but this one has Moulin Gamma, which is a cheaper version, but I think it's fine. I don't really notice a difference with DMC. I'm just going to take a sip from my tea. Then I worked on the Rose Motif Sampler by JBW Designs. And Judy's been watching my Flosstube, which is an honor, really. So thank you very much, Judy. And oh, I can't fold it anymore. It's this lovely little pattern that was a gift from Naomi. She was so kind to order it somewhere in the US and then send it my way because I couldn't find it anywhere here. And I love this little pattern. It is so pretty. It's very pretty. I'm going to stitch this one in different colors. I'm now doing the call for, which I think is, which one was it? It is Weeks Dye Works. Was it Strawberry Fields? I think so. I think it was Strawberry Fields. And it's a hot pink. And I really like that, but I think this pattern would also be lovely in a beautiful gradient green or something. So yeah, I probably stitch this one again, also because it is a quick stitch, because I'm already well over 50%. And I'm stitching this on 20 count with 1 strand of floss. And it's so sweet. I love, love, love the lowest border. So this one, love that. So yeah, I'm getting there already. It's just rows of letters basically, and then I have this bottom one at the top as well. I did make a change because on the pattern that I have, these two are not mirrored. So they are basically the same. And then on my pattern also there was a break here, and I think there's just a slight error in the pattern because it didn't match. There was an opening. So I decided to stitch this one and then mirror this one on this side. So mine are mirrored rather than different. Or not different, just exactly the same on the other side. And it's not difficult to mirror this, it's just a small pattern. I thought because also this row was mirrored, I just felt that mirroring would be nicer. But it's a lovely little pattern. And just that bottom row, you could do that for a bookmark or something. It's just so pretty. Or for a ribbon and then to put it around a package. I might do that. So there you go. And a lovely hot pink needle minder. I love it when it all matches together. Then I have stitched on Voice So Sweet by Teresa Kogut. And this is my first Theresa Kogut full pattern. I've done a freebie. And I understand why people love stitching her work. I really do. It's linear. The colors are perfect. It's the way she works with colors is so calming. It's a very calming stitch. It's not difficult, but it has a lovely artsy outcome. And I just love that. I'm not taking it out of the package, so I'm sorry about the glare, but that's the one. It is Voice So Sweet. And it says, he speaks and the sound of his voice is so sweet, the birds hush their singing. So it's a little house with flowers and some birds. And the little house is not as little as it looks. So it's still quite a bit of stitching. But that's okay, that's the point, really. Oh, I don't need the big one. And there we go. So I've added this flower and I've added quite a bit on the house. I've started a roof on that side. And yeah, I love this one. I don't know why. It's just, I mean, this color, look at this red. It's so pretty. And I like the linearity of the house against the curls of the flowers. And what I also really like is that the roof and the red of the house and this red of the flower are overdyes. The rest are DMC. So they have one color each. And somehow that works together perfectly. So it's not overdone with a lot of overdyes, but it is a perfect balance. The only thing I switched is that this one inside is, I put another overdyed in there because the one she charted, which is a DMC, is very similar to my fabric, which is a bit darker than the one she has. So just to make sure that those flowers continue to pop, I decided to change that color. Lovely, isn't it? I think it's just lovely to work on. So there you go. That's Theresa Kogut. Let's do my giveaway. And I just popped out to grab my new giveaway because I'd given that. But first I will announce the winner. Because last time it was my 2-year anniversary and I had 4,000 subscribers, I decided to give away a Mirabilia that I had found on my secondhand hunts. I love secondhand shopping. And this one I'd found. And this is Summer Queen by Nora Corbett. And it's very pretty. And the winner of this is, and I don't know how to say this, it is Marjoleijn Ocean Breeze 6510. So Marjoleijn or Marleen, if it is in Dutch, Ocean Breeze 6510. And you have written that you really like the pattern, but you might want to consider a color change. And you're thinking about pink rather than blue. And I find that very intriguing. So if you ever do finish it, please do send us your piece, because that would be lovely. I can picture it in those colors, very much so. So that would be lovely. So congratulations, Marjoleijn Ocean Breeze 6510. If you send me an email, and my email is in the description box, and then you can just let me know that you have won this, and you can tell me your address, considering you are over 18, and I will send it to you. Right. It's always nice to make people happy with something. I like that. This one, thank you all so much for complimenting me on this one. This is Vienna Roses by MojoStitches. Now, this is a lovely pattern. She has done a great job. I think she has used an antique to make this pattern and sort of reproduce that antique. And I love stitching it, but the pattern is in very different colors. And you'll see a picture at the moment next to my head that I will edit in. And I couldn't get it to work on my fabric with the silks that I have and the overdyes that I have. And so I decided to completely change it to pink and green. And all of you were so kind about it. So I was very pleased that, you seem to like it. And I have finished the flower in the middle and continued the border. I haven't done as much as I wanted, also because I don't want to finish it that quickly. It's quite a quick stitch. But I will probably stitch this over the weekend quite a bit. Because I'd love to finish these borders and start on the third flower. Isn't that lovely? Yeah, I really like this one. I haven't decided yet whether I want to stitch the sort of thingies that are in there, or whether I want to stitch a Bible verse, or I don't know, anything. We'll see. I've decided to first stitch the 3 flowers and the borders, and then see if I want to add anything to it. I've also thought about adding a full border around it. So we'll see. I do love it. Only the middle ones, the pink, there's 2 pinks in there of a very similar shape, but one is slightly darker than the other. And those are overdyes, and the rest is DMC. And I've completely picked my own color palette. And should you be interested, you can send me an email or leave me a comment, and I will put it in for you. But to be honest, if you're stitching this one and you're considering changing colors, I just encourage you to look what you have and make something of it. Because it is not a difficult pattern to change colors on. And I think, sorry, I've forgotten her name, but the lady from MojoStitches also says that she's very interested to see different color palettes. So this would also be lovely in a purple. And I love the white, the original white. Red, bright red, be lovely. So there you go. This is stitched on a 20 count with 1 strand of floss. Love that one. Then I picked up Pastoral. I haven't stitched on this for quite a while. I stitch on this once in a while, and then I do quite a bit, and then I put it away again for a bit. This is very much in line with the Berliner, is it Berliner work or Berlin work? And I really like it, but it is a lot of color changes. And I'm not always in a mood for color changes. So then I leave it. But I have done quite a bit this time. So last time I finished sort of the right section of the pattern. And this time I moved to the middle. So I stitched the lake, water, and started on the greenery. And then I gave up. The sad thing about this is that the PDF that you get doesn't really work in Pattern Keeper. And so I work from a PDF on my phone, and there is a break right here. So that is difficult. And so what I do now is that I make screenshots and then I make a collage of my screenshots, and then I can see from one side to the other. But it is more difficult to stitch this than it would be with Pattern Keeper. So yeah, I just hope I don't make a mistake anywhere and the whole thing doesn't match up anymore. I'm using exactly the colors as charted. It has very bright colors in. And this is I think it's an 18 count. And I wanted to finish this for my birthday in September. I don't think I will, but that's okay. It's a lovely pattern and I'm enjoying it. It will be lovely when it's finished though. I still think that this is a weird color, suddenly orange, but it should come good when the whole thing is being stitched. There's a little bits of orange in the scene anyway. And I love the blue from the lake. I love that. So bright. It's the 995 and the 996, so that's proper bright. It's fully stitched with DMC. Love that. Pastoral. It's from Etsy. And if you have any questions about where I get my stuff from or who's the designer, it's all in my description box. So you can just click on it and it will unfold and you can find all the pieces that I work on. This is a Biscornu, and this is also from Etsy, from someone who has quite a lot of Biscornus, and I've made one from her so far, and this is my second one, and I am getting there. But I think I might unpick a little bit from this top one because I might want to add some more green. This sort of soft pink, salmon pink, the lightest one, I think it's a bit too much. And I might want to take some out and add a bit of green in to make it lively. I was just sort of stitching along and I didn't have the pattern anymore. And I stitched in these green sort of lines with backstitch. And then I looked at the pattern and didn't have it, but I decided to leave it in anyway. It was breaking up all the pink, so I decided it was nice. And then I did the outline for the lower for the bottom. But yeah, I'm thinking a bit on this. I think I might want to change some colors. I'm stitching this with my own color conversion. I just picked a few soie d'Alger. So this is stitched with silk on 20 count, one strand of floss. Yeah, it is nice. And soie d'Alger, beautiful floss. Beautiful floss. And this is just a little piece of white, off-white scrap. Lovely, isn't it? It's quite dense stitching. You think it's very quick, it isn't. It does take a bit of stitching. And obviously putting together a Biscornu also takes a bit of hand stitching. But I love that process. I love that. It's very zen. And it gives a lovely result. From all my finishes, I think the Biscornus are the neatest. So you know, that's fun. This is Arabesque by Jan Hicks. And this is one that is also moving. I think I'm around 60% now, so it's going well. I did a full row of letters again, so I did E, F, G, and H. And then I finished that big motif in the middle and added the two keys to the side. And that means I only have 4 letters to go. And then a lot of motifs and borders. But this is going good. I like this pattern. This is a lovely, easy stitch. One color, it is blocky, as you can see, the letters are quite blocky. I'm stitching it on 20 count. This is my favorite, one of my favorite fabric colors. I think it's Nougat. And the DMC comes out lovely on it. One strand of DMC. Very pretty. Very pretty. I kind of like all the motifs. And I also like the alphabet. And I'm not an alphabet lover. But these letters I think are very, very pretty. And when this one is finished, I do know another alphabet that I want to stitch. It's more of a French kind of alphabet from a book that I purchased a while ago. And it's been sort of sitting there until I finish this one. Love it. Absolutely lovely pattern. Arabesque. We're flying through it today. Normally I take a lot more time, but today I'm just flying through. This is, I'm going to call it Dove. It might have a longer name, but it's from Modern Folk Embroidery. And it's one of the older ones that Jacob has out. And I bought it via his website as PDF. And I have done quite a bit. I am taking my time with this one. It feels like fancy stitching when I work on this. So I usually keep it for a weekend rather than during the week. I've done this bottom motif and then I continued over here. And I really like it. It's going quicker than I thought it would. I stitched this with Soie d'Alger, so again with silk, and with the 4102, I think, so it's cream. But on this fabric, it looks like an off-white and not a cream. And this fabric is lovely, absolutely lovely. I bought this at het Gaerenhuys. It does not have a name. And if you wish to find one, I would recommend just go there. They have a little basket and it has a lot of colours in it. And you can find the most lovely sort of natural colours. Yeah, lovely. And this lovely needle minder is a cute little teacup as a gift from one of you. And I love that one. It's a very elegant stitch. Very elegant. It is repetitive. So this motif that you see here is repeated all around. So that maybe that's also a reason why I don't stitch on it very often. Because of the repetitiveness, but you know, it will be stunning. So every time I touch it, I stitch another motif. I love it. Show close up. And with this one, because sometimes when you stitch with white or colors like this, it doesn't look nice. But it does with the Soie d'Alger 4102 on this fabric, one strand. That does make a difference as well. So I think it looks nice. This will be stunning. This one will be framed when it's finished. Far away in the future. I'll start saving up. Then we have, my very own, I've forgotten about this one for a second. My very own Reproduction. It is lovely. I think I stitched on this 2 weeks ago. And then after that, I was too tired to stitch on it because I do need to focus. I need to check whether the colors are still what I want, whether I want to swap a color. I go through the charting again because this is a reproduction that I am making from a pattern that is 200 years old and that is sitting on a sofa in the Vrijdenmaborg, in an estate home in the Netherlands. And it's a beautiful little bench, a sofa, couch, whatever it is. And I am making a lovely reproduction. I love making the reproduction. It is also difficult. So whenever I feel like I have proper time to look at it and go through it, that's when I stitch on it. And I've done quite a bit. I think I am now at 60%, 50%. I don't know, but I am definitely halfway. Definitely halfway. So I have added this sleeve down here and this little rosebud. But this stunning leaf has been stitched in. And I love it. I love it. I have been puzzling with the colors, I will be honest. It is difficult. It seems like when the light hits it, the pictures just slightly differently. I want a different color. So I have been puzzling with it. I'm happy with as it is now. It's not everything is completely exact because sometimes I can't find an exact color. But I think as I look at it as a whole, I think it is a very nice reproduction so far. And I do have another background color because I have a very soft beige. This is my favorite background color from het Gaerenhuys. And the original has more off-white with a hint of aging yellow. So yeah. But I love this and I think that leaf is really working for me now. I am struggling now on the color that is supposed to go in here. So that's where I stopped because I couldn't figure it out. And I put it away for a bit just to think on it. It is supposed to be a greenish grey, not too grey and not too green. It's a very difficult color to find. But I will figure it out. Potentially this weekend. I might do it this weekend. And yeah, this is going faster than I thought it would. But I think it's beautiful. I also contacted Verhildersum. Verhildersum is another estate house in the Netherlands and in Groningen. And they have a full online, but also you can also go there and see a gorgeous exposition of old cross stitch that they have collected. And it's stunning, but they also have it online on their website. And I had gone through that, uh, I think 2 years ago or something. And I'd seen one piece that I really liked. And so I asked them if I could reproduce it. And they were quite happy again for me to do that. There's no pattern of it. They do know who stitched it. So I might have my next reproduction piece ready. It's nice. It's less delicate than this one, I will be honest. But it is a pretty one with a flower, obviously a flower. But you'll see that one day when I get to it. For now, I'm focusing on this one and get this one finished because quite a lot of you are interested in making this one yourself. Yeah, I love it. Love that leaf. It's beautiful. Beautiful. But like I said, it's not the kind of piece that you just grab in an evening when you have an hour or an hour and a half to do a little bit of stitching. Sometimes when I make this one, it is such a mess because I have it all lying round and there is a thread everywhere. Yeah, but I will get there. Now this is a restart. This is Christmas tree by UB Designs. I'm going to call it Christmas tree. It might have a different name. And I had started this previously on Linen Look Ada. And I had started it also with a color change because the main green that you see in the borders is not regular DMC. It is something else, and I can't find that here in the Netherlands. It's Phi H. Is that some Phi plus H? Not sure. But I decided on a slightly different green. I decided to do it monochromatic, so only green. And at my previous start, I had put in some red as well. And I have started it on a regular beige 18 count. And I am pleased with how it is so far. I like this better. Mainly, I like the fabric better. And I have chosen a DMC that is in the tree somewhere to be my main color. I think it is 3362. So a lovely green. And this is an easy stitch so far. I think the tree is more difficult, but the borders with all the green is quite easy. And I have seen this piece stitched up during the fair that I went to with my mum in Groningen, and it was beautiful. So I'm quite happy stitching this as is, with not too much changes because it was beautiful. It's a lovely Christmas piece, even though it looks quite simple. And I like UB design. I think they are modern, more modern. I was thinking about doing some more finishing this weekend, fully finishing, I mean. And I still have that piece by UB Design with the blocks that was quite artsy with the red and the black and the beige. So I might find a purpose for that one because that is pretty. But yeah, I am pleased that I restarted this. And I've been looking at it a few times and I thought I'm just going to do it, even though this is Christmas stitching. But yeah, it doesn't yet feel like Christmas stitching. I'll probably leave the tree for December. So there you go, a restart. Happy with that. It is stitched on 18 count with 2 strands of floss. Some of you keep ask me in the comments. I stitch an 18 count usually. There's one piece that I do with 1 strand, but mostly I do 18 count with 2 strands of floss, and I do 20 count with 1 strand of floss. And then we move to Moon Deer. All of you love that one, and so do I. And I have moved into finish a little bit more. I love this piece. I have my own color conversion on this one. This is with Weeks Dye Works on Ivory Ada 20 count. And this is where I am. Isn't that pretty? And I stitched this top motif and a little bit of the border. So and I love that motif. That was very enjoyable to stitch. And as you can see, because I hold it, I'm trying to not scrunch too much of the stitching. So I will continue now over here and then move my way up. Isn't that lovely? I want to show you all of it, but then I do have to move a bit away, obviously. And then I'll also show you a close-up of the motif that I stitched. Now, this is stitched with driftwood, whiskey, bullfrog, and majestic purple of Weeks Dye Works. And the majestic purple looks slightly lighter Not slightly, it looks lighter on the real thing than it does on the frame. Let me just see if I move it in closer, if that changes the color. No, it doesn't. A little bit. It's still a bit lighter than you see it on the screen. Stunning, isn't it? That top motif. And I love symmetry, so a motif like that just makes my heart happy. But there is more stitching in it than you might think. So yeah, it does take a bit of time. But that's okay. I'm getting there. And all of you know this one will definitely be framed. So I think once I've gathered a few pieces that I want to frame, I will go over to Belgium and then leave a few pieces there. Love it. I could just look at this all the time and just be a happy bunny. Yeah, so pretty. 20 count as well. And I really love the 20 count. And I think it's lovely that there's more and more interesting colors coming out on 20 count. I do find that I don't like true over dyed fabrics. So I love a different fabric color, but then I prefer a solid color rather than the over dyed. So I usually end up with Zweigart, although I would love a few other colors. But this is Ivory Ada, and I love ivory. Absolutely stunning. So that's my last piece. So a lot of progress, I think, anyway, on a lot of pieces. And there's still plenty pieces in my whips. I think I have 30 whips at the moment, which I think is okay. There's also quite a few whips that I might not continue because my taste has changed a little bit over the past months, and I think that there's a few older pieces that I might not want to finish because they are on 16 count, and I stitch mostly on 20 count now, so that feels quite big. There's even one on 14 count from Bothy Thread. So yeah, I don't think I will finish that one. So yeah, I might have to go through my whips, and probably 10 of them might I might have to let go of them or want to let go of them. And it's not because I don't like them. It's just that my taste has evolved, my skills have evolved. So yeah, I think that's normal. I'm okay with that. I have a giveaway for you before you go. And this is not a giveaway from me, actually. This is a giveaway from Terry. Terry sent me a massive package maybe a year ago, year and a half maybe. And she said, use whatever you want, and then the things you don't want, you can give them away. And this one I do like, and I had it in my stash for a while, but I do notice that I tend to use natural colors. And this is very much pink and blue and glitter. And it's lovely, but I don't know what to do with it because it doesn't fit my style of stitching, I think. So this is 16 count Gala, and it doesn't state what the designer is or the maker of it is. Maybe if Terry, if you're watching, you can put it in the comments maybe for us. But it is lovely. It has a lovely glitter in it. It's not. It's very very delicate but very pretty glitter. And I think this would be perfect for a soda stitch or something like that. So if there's anyone who does soda stitching, those designs, I think this would be lovely. So if you're interested in this, you can put, what can you put? It looks like clouds to me. So I'm gonna say, put in the word clouds. And well, it's actually more, It's more pink than clouds. It's also more pink than it is on the screen. So do know that. But if you'd like this, 16 count Ada, absolutely lovely. Gala, 50 by 45 centimeters. I think centimeters, yeah. So if you put in the word clouds, I will draw a winner. And then you might be getting this. I'm happy to send anywhere. And I hope you will put in your name if you actually want to use this. There we are. That's everything. I've done so much stitching, but I've run through it basically. I also have some news to share. I've decided to sign up for a course because I love my stitching and I love my cross stitching. But I figured I would like to broaden my horizon. And so I've signed on for quite a 9-month course on haute couture stitching. So it is all these different stitching, embroidery styles. I've also ordered 3 kits from the Royal School of Needlework in London. Crewel work, I think they call it. I've looked at the gold work and I think I ended up with a metalwork kit because I preferred that one. And then I'm looking into silk shading as well. So there's a lot of techniques that I want to learn. I would love to learn to embroider things for evening gowns and things like that. So I would really like to try new things and broaden my horizon again. So I've ordered the embroidery table that you need for the course. It has a different kind of needle. It's like a very tiny crochet hook to embroider with beads and pearls and feathers and everything else. So I've ordered the main supplies. I have signed on for the course, which is an online course. You will have Zoom calls with with my teacher, and I think it's about 9 months, and I look forward to it. It starts in September. I'm going to work a day less, so currently I work 40 hours a week, so that will be 32 hours a week. So yeah, I can't wait to do just more embroidery, stitching kind of things. I have no idea what that means for my Flosstube yet, though, because I might slow down on Flosstube for a couple of months. I might continue the Flosstube, but then incorporate these other techniques. So do let me know if you'd be interested in that, or whether you'd rather just watch cross stitching, because that could influence my decision on the Flosstube. I have a podcast as well, a Stitchy Chat, that I love doing. I have a 4th episode lined up. I will record that potentially this weekend. But yeah, I don't know if I can continue that one because I haven't found many other people interested in taking part. So I'm a little bit sad about that. At the same time, that's okay. And it's a series that doesn't necessarily has to be as consistent as it has been. So if I find anyone else interested, I might just do a random episode here and there. But yeah, for the regular floss tubes, I think I would like to incorporate the new kind of embroidery aspect of it. We'll see. So those have been my decisions, and feels like a new journey, and I can't wait. The course also has a bit on how to how to be entrepreneurial about your stitching, and I also like that idea. So yeah, I can't wait to get started. I look forward to receiving my supplies. I've already been sent the most basic course, so how to get started basically. So that's, that'll be fun to do over the summer. And yeah, can't wait. So that's it for me, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. It has been an hour, I now see, and I hope this one, unlike last time, is going to upload swiftly and I don't have to do it again. I thank you all very much for watching. I really enjoy these little chats, and even though you are not here at this very moment, it's very nice to know that you'll be there later on, and we can connect in this way. So thank you very much, and I will see you again next time.